The biggest question in Philly tonight is whether former Flyers goaltender Carter Hart is going to get the start against his former team as a national television audience awaits. Your pregame primer next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone, from Las Vegas. Tony Dasco and Chris Gawlik. Welcome to Locked On Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcasting network on the planet. I am a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Believe in Vegas podcast. Chris, the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports, and also the host of the Hockey News Collectibles Show. Coming up ahead on today's show, we've got Team Canada's roster projection, some surprises there, and locks, props, and chants. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. And a reminder that you can now catch us each and every day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Tune in at 1 p.m. Monday through Friday to SSSEN on YouTube TV or Cox Cable Channel 77. So the big question today that looms, big question, does Carter Hart get the start between the pipes in the city of brotherly love? Unless, of course, you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan. It's the city of brotherly love. We are recording early in the day, so we don't have an inkling of what the VGK is going to do. Carter Hart has now started 2 straight games. All 3 games that he's appeared in have gone into extra time, as they might say, right, in soccer, following a 22-month hiatus due to those legal issues. And you said yesterday, Chris, that ESPN added this game to its schedule late, and Hart, I believe, should not start tonight. He's probably been overtaxed, right, after that long layoff. Akira Schmid should logically be the starter, but will TV and the hype outweigh giving the Golden Knights the best chance of winning in Philly tonight?
I think TV and the hype is why Carter Hart is not playing tonight, and not because VGK wants to shield him or anything like that. I think there was a plan for each goalie to start a certain number of games on this road trip, and VGK is they've been a little interesting, I guess, as far as how they've handled the Hart signing, from McCrimmon not taking any questions to issues in the locker room with media members to strange social media postings and everything. ESPN's taking this game for clicks. I mean, it's a national interest game. They're taking this game for clicks, and they want to see what the reaction from the crowd and everything is. And I think the Golden Knights are saying, okay, fine, ESPN, you're going to flex us. We're going to flex back on you, and Carter Hart's not going to play tonight.
These Flyers, they are of a concern, right? If you're the Golden Knights, very solid defensively, no matter who is going to be playing in net for VGK. When you look at the Flyers, they are in the top 10 of giving up the fewest goals per game, under 3, and their record, 16-9-3. Rick Tocchet's done an exceptional job. They've only lost twice in back-to-back situations in regulation. And if you don't play defense, you're not going to play for Rick Tocchet. Case in point, Michkov. He's had his playing time limited because he won't play what they call the Tocchet way, dump-ins, clogging the neutral zone. And he means business there in Philadelphia. But guess what? The end result is they're winning games.
Michkov is averaging 14:45 time on ice, 8 goals, 8 assists for the 21-year-old. And yeah, I mean, Michkov is supposed to be one of these elite scorers, 30, 35 points or 30, 35 goals with, probably that many more assists, hopefully. And we saw his issues with Tortorella. We now see his issues with Tocchet. And he just doesn't feel like a North American hockey player. What I mean when I say that is doesn't commit to the dump and chase, wants to carry the puck a lot more and things like that. And it's just a style of play. It's more, maybe he's better suited in the KHL, which seems like all signs point to him going back there possibly sooner than later. I don't know what his contract situation is, but it's pretty clear that he is not adapting as well to the North American game. And how about Trevor Zegras, right? Everyone said he can only score in shootouts and penalty shots and stuff like that, and he was just more of a razzle-dazzle player. He's got 27 points in 28 games, so a new beginning for Trevor Zegras. has certainly helped his situation. And you mentioned the defense goaltending's holding up too. Dan Vladar, 11-5-1, 2.50 goals against, and a 9.08 save percentage. Sam Urson behind, 2.98 with an 8.71. So that's certainly a little bit of weakness if they go with the backup.
And we could also see the returns of Cam York, who's missed 5 games. He was on the ice yesterday. Rasmus Ristolainen, he could play tonight. He hasn't played at all this season. So the defense hasn't really even seen all of its premier players. They haven't had a full roster defensively.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river, Philly, in your injuries. We've seen plenty in Vegas.
All right, Pete DeBoer.
We've seen plenty. It's always interesting. We've talked about.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've talked about how close these divisions are. Columbus is last place in the Metro with 32 points, 13, 11, and 6. Washington is first in the Metro with 39 points, 18, 9, and 3. So you got 7 points separating first and last. Philly comes in right at 35, 16, 9, and 3, 35 points. And last 10, not bad, 7 and 3. So, yeah. 5-0 shootout record? Wow, look at that.
Well, of course, because that's it. Don't steal my thunder there for my locks.
Penguins are 0-5 in the shootout.
So this will be the fourth game on the road trip. VGK, you would have to imagine, will be facing some sort of fatigue. But what changes could be made in this lineup to give them an extra push in what will be a grind game tonight in Philadelphia? I still like, well, maybe mix things up, and we know that Cassidy does put things into the blender there when you talk about their line combos and such. And Mark Stone on the top line, we saw for a brief moment here on this roadie. Can we see Stone back on that top line with Eichel and Barbashev? I think that gives them the best chance in a grind-em-out game.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can go Stone or Marner either way. But why mess with the lineup that's winning and scoring goals, or scoring goals and winning, however you want to put those two things. So I think it's just you kind of keep on going with it. Maybe have it in the back, in your back pocket as far as, plan B and a plan C in a game like this. But depends how things are going. Golden Knights are playing well. I wouldn't shake it up personally if Coach Cassidy were to call me right now. Things seem to be working.
Does he call you frequently to ask you your opinion? Yes.
Every now and then. I tell him the F1's got to be a little harder on the puck,
Okay. VGK can ill afford to fall asleep in the second period again. This is something that's been plaguing them. And over the course, we mentioned it yesterday, over the course of the last 4 games, they've given up 5 goals. They've only scored once. And this is a Golden Knights team that needs to just play consistently through the full 60.
It's funny, a couple of seasons ago when I was covering the team a little more, the second periods, you knew they were going to just turn on. It was going to be dynamite. And then they started slowing down. So it's no one's stringing 60-minute games. It's very tough. And that goes all the way through the playoffs. And eventually when a Stanley Cup winner is crowned. So that's the Golden Knights' weakness right now, and it's not necessarily. I don't think the long change that has something to do with it. I think it's just teams adjusting. Maybe Cassidy's not adjusting enough. Maybe the boys are, maybe Cassidy's putting so much more emphasis into a better start and everything. It takes a toll. It taxes a little bit. So the problem was, a slow start, giving up the first goals. Okay, well, the Golden Knights have been better at doing that lately. So now the second period is suffering. So you plug one leak and another one starts. I'm thinking the Clark Griswold scene in Vegas Vacation at the Hoover Dam with the gum. He keeps plugging holes, new ones pop up with the gum. So Cassidy needs more gum. Cassidy needs more gum. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure. And, to me, they definitely have to do something with that fourth line to perk it up. They do, because I think they're going to be tested because Philly's rolling four lines, and that fourth line for the Golden Knights just not producing up to par. And Keegan Kolesar has yet to score this season. I know he's doing all of the forecheck, this, that, and the other. But
they got Garnet Hathaway, who's played 28 games, and he has a nothing. He literally has 0 points, 0 goals, 0 assists. And
that'll be a great matchup. Him and Kolesar, put them both out there.
The fourth lines. I mean, this Rodrigo Abels. Hope I said his name properly. 23 games, 1 goal to show for it. I mean, so it's a tale of two similar situations. Maybe something's got to give. I don't know. What's Carl Grundstrom doing these days? Carl Grundstrom, he's only played 2 games. He's got 1 goal. So maybe Carl Grundstrom's the answer on the 4th line for Philly.
Coming up next, which Golden Knight might be left out, or Golden Knights could be left out of the Canadian Olympic team roster? It comes up next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. NFL Sundays move really fast. One big play, suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you are reacting to it in real time. And by the way, the Eagles, because, of course, that Philadelphia connection with tonight's game and the Las Vegas connection with tonight's game. On Sunday, the Eagles meet the Raiders, and Philadelphia 11.5-point favorites now, Chris, over the Raiders on Sunday. And the point total is 38. With FanDuel, you can place all of your bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. I would have taken the Raiders. I had a feeling that they were going to kick a late field goal there to cover the point spread.
And the over.
Live betting is best when the game starts to shift. If a receiver gets hot, defense tightens up, or the momentum flips over on a turnover. FanDuel lets you jump into the moment. That's what it does. Live spreads, money lines, they're adjusted instantly, and you can bet on the next touchdown scores, the drive results, totals. It keeps you more engaged. It keeps you locked in to each and every snap, every drive, every possibility. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action, you got to check it out. Visit FanDuel.com this season and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Gawlik reporting. We appreciate you making us your first listen each and every day. The good doctor, Frank Saravelli, projected Team Canada for the Olympic Games, if these teams even go, right, to play. The ice is shorter, the conditions aren't good enough, and the NHL says it won't allow players to compete if it's not up to snuff. So Saravelli and John Buccigross today I think they're going to project the USA team, but yesterday they projected players that would be on, or might be on the roster, I should say. And of course, they're ears to the ground. They're projecting a few players that did not compete in the 4 nations that will be representing Canada. So you've got guys like Celebrini, Bedard. Tom Wilson is having an amazing season. So they might not leave him off. Nick Suzuki, first who's in is Logan Thompson going to be in.
How is Logan Thompson not going to be in? I mean, all 2 of the 3 goalies seem to be shoo-ins, and that does not include Jordan Binnington, he's coming in on name recognition alone. But yeah, I mean, Thompson and Wedgwood seem to be shoo-ins. Binnington, name recognition. Obviously, Adin Hill's injury circumstance is going to prevent him from likely going unless he gets back really, really soon. And if that's the case, he'll probably bump out Logan Thompson because that's the way Team Canada seems to operate nowadays.
Yeah. So amongst the players they have out, players from VGK, including Mark Stone and the aforementioned Adin Hill. Is Stone not fast enough to play in the Olympics? They even shortened the rink for him. So what would be keeping him? What would hold him back? And I feel Adin Hill wasn't at his greatest. Okay, he started 50 games last year. Great, grand, terrific. But I don't think he's one of the top 3 Canadian goaltenders, and he's missed most of this season too. So Stone and Adin Hill could be on the outs there for Team Canada. And if you hear the folks around VGK and all these media people, they think that Mark Stone's a shoo-in.
I mean, what more does Stone need to do? That's the thing. I mean, look at the Golden Knights with Stone and without Mark Stone before we even start talking about stats and everything. Did Stone have a point in the last game? Forgive me, I don't recall. I don't know if his point streak is still going or not, but either way, I mean,
he's still going.
Still going. Okay, so 13 games.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Either way, if he's 12 or 13 game point streak, who cares? It's pretty darn good either way. 4 goals, 18 assists, 22 points, and +5. I mean, what more can Mark Stone be doing? Now, it's not necessarily about Mark Stone. It's basically 3 players in. I mean, okay, imagine having to make this decision. You got 1 roster spot left, and we're talking an actual skater, not an extra. You choose between Tom Wilson, Mark Stone, Macklin Celebrini, or Connor Bedard. And if you got 1 spot for those 4.
Right, exactly.
You can make the case for the skill players, obviously. You can make the case for the physical player who's also a skill player in Tom Wilson. You can make a case for Mark Stone, who is going to give you, likely of all those aforementioned players, the most responsible shift every single moment of every single shift. So that's a good spot to be in if it ends up being those 4 on the cut line as far as being in the top 12. I'm not talking like one of the extra skaters. I'm talking people who actually be out there playing. And I would probably, as tough as it sounds, I'd probably push for the veteran presence in Stone or Tom Wilson over the younger presence in Celebrini and Bedard.
No, absolutely not.
You got other people that can score just fine on that team, Tony. You got other scorers who can do their job just fine.
It's up to 13 games in a row. Yeah, Stoney had his 17th apple the other night on the Marner goal.
Crazy.
Yeah, so he scored in every single game. 13, I think, is the number. And if it comes down to those 4, come on. And I'm not going to engage in an argument about these youngsters because it's the time for the youth movement. And
the youngsters are amazing.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
I think you have a better chance of winning with a Celebrini than a Stone. And I hate to say that. I do.
I wouldn't hate to say it. It's reasonable, but right now, Saravelli is projecting Celebrini on the second line with McKinnon and Crosby. You could have Mark Stone out there, and that line would not miss a beat either with those 2. Is all I'm trying to say.
No, that's very fair. And they have Mitch Marner on the top line with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. Oh my goodness!
If Marner will fit in, I say that half-heartedly because McDavid and Hyman obviously have plenty of chemistry. Will that develop with Marner?
Could very well be the situation there. We'll see. And then Shea Theodore on the second defensive pairing they would have.
Yeah, I mean, Theodore, he's certainly earned the opportunity. If there's someone who's going to be hungry when they get out to the Olympics, it's going to be Shea Theodore. Was it the first game, I think, in the first period, one of his first couple shifts even, when he suffered that allegedly upper body broken wrist, upper body injury.
Yeah.
So Theodore will be someone who might be really ignited by the Olympics too. Not that he needs to be ignited coming back to Vegas. He's been, very good this season in a different type of role. Curious how that role would transfer over against the world's best players.
So it's going to be, they're announcing this, in 3 weeks? Is that what they're saying now?
I think January 1 is about probably right during the Winter Classic, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. We'll find out, I think, what their projections are for Team USA today. And
this is going to be if Saravelli, if it's me and you doing this, Tony, you and I are throwing darts basically, right? The Saravelli is doing this based off of discussions with coaches, discussions with general managers, discussions with players, discussions with agents. What Saravelli says is not final by any means. And yes, Saravelli's been wrong once or twice before in his life. But this is a pretty good clue of what is likely going to be happening with Team Canada. Maybe the lines get switched around, but as far as the 24 players, whatever the number is, he's probably got 21 of them right.
Yeah, I think fans are going to be pretty upset though if Mark Stone doesn't make the roster.
Outside of Vegas, no one's going to be upset.
Okay, you don't think so? I mean, Canadian pride.
Anyone can find a reason to crap on Vegas. They're going to, Tony.
As always, there's a lot of politics involved too. So. Yeah, it's going to get real interesting, and we'll have to see officially, I think, in 3 weeks. And we don't even know if they're going to participate in the Olympics because if the ice isn't safe, they're not going. Coming up next, our locks, props, and chants for tonight's game in Philly. Coming up ahead on Locked On Golden Knights. We'd like to thank you for making Locked On Golden Knights your first listen of the day. And thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcasting network on the planet. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level, go ad-free, join the Everydayer Club, and get Locked On Golden Knights with no interruptions. Well, we interrupt each other, but that's about it. I interrupt Chris. Members only Discord access and much, much more. And you could do it for just $5 a month or $50 per year. Go to Locked On Golden Knights podcast or lockedonpodcast.com everyday or /everydayer. lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer. The holidays are amazing, but you can also get overwhelmed really fast with the travel, the gifts, the parties, year-end expenses. It is just so easy to lose track of all your cash. And that's exactly why Monarch has become such a game changer for us here at Locked On Golden Knights. If you want to keep your finances under control this holiday season, you need to be using Monarch. That's right. It's rated Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Monarch is the all-in-one personal financial tool, helps to bring all your finances together, and it's so seamless in one clean, simple dashboard. The holiday spending category has become a lifesaver. Well, sometimes you can see exactly what's left in your gift and travel budget in real time. Yeah, I'm a little bit out of control these days. And it's great for couples, shared dashboards, shared goals, and fewer, wait, how much did we spend again? Conversations. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com. And you can do it in your browser, half off of your first year. That's 50% off of your first year at monarch.com with the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Gawlik reporting from Las Vegas. Another busy weekend for me, broadcasting 3 games in the Jack Jones Classic. And that's going to be, it's on Baller TV. If you want to check it out. Murray State and Akron, the first game is really going to be good. 2 really good mid-majors. UNLV, Tennessee State I have, and UCSD against Tulane in the nightcap. And it's always good to go back there to Lee's Family Forum and to see all of our friends there. So that's this weekend if you want to check it out on Saturday. Tonight's game, we're going to do our locks, props, and chants. Tonight's game gets settled in a shootout. Trevor Zegras, you took away some of my thunder. The former Anaheim Duck gets his revenge against the Pacific Division. Zegras in shootout attempts 68%. I think the other night Mackenzie Blackwood stopped him on a shootout attempt, but it's really hard to do so. This one seems easy to me. VGK is fatigued, I think. I think we're going to see Game 4 of the 5-game stint there on the road. The Flyers, I would imagine, they probably have this game circled right on their calendars for a potential Carter Hart return.
ESPN does.
I have Philly winning 4-3. I will go with the Donut Guys tonight. The Donut Guys are Kolesar. Oh, he's the burrito guy. My bad. I'm going to go with Kolesar, no goals this season, and Zach Whitecloud, who hasn't scored in like 53, 54 games.
I'm going to start measuring presidential terms. When the last time someone scored a goal, huh, Tony? Last time he scored was the Reagan era. I'm with you on the overtime. I think we're going to a shootout as well, but I'm going to go 4-3. I'm going to go, what did I write down? 4-3. I'm going to go Philly 4-3.
Okay.
Hurdle and Dorofeev. Those two, I think. Hurdle, we talked about him a couple of days ago. Dorofeev got the monkey off his back. I think he's certainly going to kind of get something going here. VGK is -150. Philly +125. Hanging a 5.5 for the over-under out there, -124 if you want the over, +102 on the under. Couple of fun FanDuel bets that I like. We're going 3+ shots for Eichel at -178. We're going to go 3 shots today. I'm taking overtime at +290. I'm taking 3-3 at the end of 60 minutes for +1300. I'm taking Philly on the game, on the exact score, 4-3 at +1800. And then FanDuel, they gave me a 6-leg same game parlay. I didn't even do this myself. They gave this to me. Hot shots, 6 skilled players on target early and score 1 goal in the first period. So each of these players gets a shot in a shot in the first period. Konechny, Hurdle, Eichel, Tippett, Zegras, Dorofeev. A $5 wager gets you $115.
I like that.
That's fun. Yeah, get
And
over
you
the
could bet
first
that
period.
last bet. Yeah, that last bet that you just mentioned. You could bet that together.
You can literally just click it on FanDuel. You literally just click it and you click your wager.
Where are the mega bucks? Do they have like the total pucks for each night?
I'm sure there's a grand salami here.
We need to start doing that. We need to start doing that one again. Hey, if you take Sod, can you also get, like, as part of a 1-1-8 entry? Can you get Smith too? Like, if we were to pick, because we don't know who's going to play, so it's 1 and 1A. Can we do that maybe?
You know, it reminds me of like in fantasy football, like you should instead of having Daniel Jones as your quarterback, it should be the Indianapolis Colts quarterback position. So when your quarterback goes down, you're safe. Kind of the same thing you're saying right there. I don't see a grand salami here, but
okay, but you can't
puck drop specials. I'll bet it's in here.
Okay, but
well, each game, here we go, Tony. Each game, 6+ total goals scored. There's 13 games. That gets you a 300-1. That's pretty fun, right there.
Let's bet it. Let's shred that.
And there's all sorts of different alternate lines you can fire on here. So, for example, 104 or greater goals today is plus 6,500. If you think it's going to be 72 goals, it's minus 900. So that's kind of fun right there. You can say which player is going to have the most shots on goal for the day. So like Kirill Kaprizov is 30-1 if you want to go that route. This is fun.
Okay.
Highest scoring team of the day.
Okay. Do they have a prop in there? Will we see a Carter Hart tribute video no matter what? Ooh. I wouldn't show one. I would. Seriously, come on. Will they do it?
I mean, as far as what he's done as a Philadelphia Flyer, I wouldn't be against it. It would be very it'd be fun. I mean, listen, from a totality perspective, I don't think it'd be a bad idea, but it would be a bad idea.
It would be, yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. I don't think it's a great idea, but then again,
I think it's a great idea, but he was a good member of that organization.
They're going to kill him. They would boo. They'd boo him mercilessly.
They boo Santa Claus.
Of course they do. And if they have snowballs inside there of the arena tonight, inside the barn, they'll throw.
Oh, I wonder if there's a giveaway tonight. Hopefully, it's not something with projectiles on it. Like I say that half-heartedly and seriously.
We appreciate everyone for tuning in today on Lockdown Golden Knights. Make sure that you subscribe and follow us so you can get all the latest episodes. Did Lockdown Golden Knights make your Spotify Wrapped? That's the big question. You can prove it on social media to secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. Just tag our national Lockdown Podcast Network account on any social platform, and we'll drop you a code. Be the first to join the Everydayer Club on your block to get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to the members-only Discord channel. From a man, Chris Gawlik, Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas, WTF Day tomorrow. We'll see you right back here.